I'm the Commissar, and we're watching Forged Alliance Forever. Today, we've got some lower-rated legends playing on the ladder, and when one team captures the pond and the causeway, that you can see on that map there, the other's going to have to hold the line. How long will they last? Will they be able to fight back? Let's find out. By now, my loyal viewers will know what's going on here in a ladder game. We have the cold team, we have the hot team. Let's meet cold team first. Starting at the front, this is TripleJ, who's 1003 rated. He's Cybran and he's in mauve. To his left is Ludwig, 677 rated in UEF in baby blue. And to his right is Daud, who is 870 rated and he's in dark blue. Up against him on the hot team, we'll start at the front as well. This is Legendary. Not legendary, legendary. Why that should be, I don't know. I think I've complained about that before. Either way, that's his name, don't wear it out. He is 918 rated, he is Cybran, and he's in orange. To his left, we have Strikik. Strikik is also 918 rated. He is also Cybran, but he's in red. And to his right is NiCAD, who is 877 rated, and he is UEF, and he's in burgundy. Now the map. Bits of reclaim, not a great deal. Couple of mexes out here to fight over. Also not a great deal outside the starting bases, with the exception of these expansions, which are likely to go to NiCAD and Daud respectively. Let's have a look at some of the early build orders. Legendary is sending his comm straight forward to claim this little heap of reclaim here. Now you can get past here on foot or by land. This is a cliff that you can't cross, but land armies can still make it by going round these little edges here. NiCAD is sending his comm out to the expansion. I actually like that less. I would send an NG. It's a bit of a journey, the NG's faster, and the comm would probably do better on the front line. You can get around the top here, as you can see, but I think it's going to be a while before we have any fighting going on around this area. Now, Daud has sent an NG, but he sent this NG, and I hate that. Look, he's paused this because he doesn't feel he has the eco for it right away. What I would have done, first NG here, comm here to help, then second NG out here to take the mexes, third NG round here. But this one NG is doing it all, and so it's going to be a while before Daud gets all his eco up. Could be better in my opinion. Looks like both Daud and Jay are planning to go into the navy here. Nothing yet from hot team, so that could be an early advantage for cold team if they're able to get it out. And this is mad. Look at this. We are at 3 minutes into the game, and Ludwig is already on his way to T2 land. Can he afford that? He can, but that's because he sent one NG out here and then coming all the way back. He's sent one NG out here to reclaim and he's got one NG walking. The only reason he can afford it is that he is building literally nothing else apart from one mex. And I don't like that. He would do better to have more eco out on the field before he went for the T2. He's also sent these labs out here to deny expansion from Strikik, which is nice, but Strikik's got a transport. It's completely full of NGs, and it just flies past the labs, and it lands here. That is beautiful. What's he going to do with it? He immediately goes for a point defense, followed by mechs and factories. I like that. I'd like to see a radar here too, but the point defense is an excellent start, and these tanks from Ludwig will easily be denied. That point defense is 100% going up, even though those tanks are on the move. Also, Ludwig has neglected to send a scout with either his lab or his tanks, so he won't see this NG coming, for example, and that PD is up, and so these tanks are just going down. Will Striker lose even a single engineer? I don't think he will. He doesn't. Nice. These naval yards are both up, but NiCAD is trying to deny with a bomber. I'm surprised that Jay is just assisting the naval yard rather than putting up an anti-air turret here, because there isn't really any counter to those bombers at the moment. And these NGs could easily be picked off. One of them is. And NiCAD attempting to deny with a torp here. Torps are quite expensive, and as you can see, it's building quite slowly. If I were going to do that, I'd have sent more than one NG. And Jay has a submarine out, which is easily going to deny that. He ought to push it forward and try and deny this as well. We can see there's now a naval yard planned for NiCAD. We now have multiple bombers out harassing this naval yard. Will it stay up? And Legendary, meanwhile, has gone for T2 on his comm. He's getting up. Is he going to get up a point defense here? No, he thinks that's a bad position, and I agree with him. If he puts it here, for example, he could actually just straight up deny the naval yard. Swarm of NGs coming out from NiCAD trying to set up a position in the water. They're starting with a torpedo launcher, knowing that the other team have got to the Navy first. We now have 3 bombers swarming this. Why isn't... Okay, now he is. Now we've got an anti-air turret coming up from Jay. We've also got a swarm of mobile anti-air coming forward. I think that's a bit of an over-investment, and he's spent more math than he needs to. But he will save his naval yards, so that's nice. Now, we have 3 subs out from Cold Team, but they aren't coming forward. They could have denied this. This is just going up now with that many engineers. That's 7, 8 engineers on it. I do not think they'll be able to deny that. Daud's coming forward to try, but Jay needs to support, and he isn't. Meanwhile, point defense, flak coming up here from Legendary. If he'd put it here, he could actually range that, which would be nice, but the flak is at least means he's got a position to fall back to. So all these contested mexes in the hands of Hot Team. And it shows Hot Team are 10 mass ahead. So this one sub has tried to deny, and since these are UAF engineers, a submarine can shoot them from underwater, but the torpedo launches up. It's taking damage, but I think it's gonna be able to take out the sub. Lovely micro though, look at him, he's sailing it around, and you can see the torp's turret is trying to catch it and failing. And we now have more submarines coming in from... You know, they might actually deny this. Okay, down it goes. If we actually see a naval denial here, that would be lovely. Over here, the point defense creep continues from Legendary. This one doesn't range the naval yard, but this one will. And Jay isn't in a position really to answer this. Against the T2 comm, and Jay doesn't have gun, and he doesn't have T2 units on the field there, he won't be able to push this down, especially if that second one goes up. Which it doesn't. Look at that, it's just ranging his naval yard. He's halfway to T2. That's a big mass investment. And he's just going to lose it. So, good play from Legendary. Though I think that this third point defense is an over-investment and he doesn't need it. Jay isn't repairing, he's not attacking the PD. That HQ is just going down 4-3. And Legendary already has these engineers, which will be able to reclaim it and get the mass, which is really nice. In fact, they're already reclaiming it before it's even dead, so the PDs can focus on these units coming forward. Delicious, and they can then move on and take out this, which they're on a patrol, a attack move order, and they see this, and they go and eat it. Nice. Little raid from NiCAD here has taken out this mech belonging to Daud. If they push in, there's nothing defending here, so that could be pretty good if NiCAD advances any further, which he hasn't yet. Edge build from Legendary. He's got 1 point defense up. These guys can also just about range here. The stealth is finished for Jay, which gives him a few extra hit points. And means that these won't be able to see him unless he gets close. But because he doesn't have the gun upgrade, he doesn't outrange this line of sight of these, so they can just see him and shoot him before he can fire on them. So, in that regard, I think having stealth and not gun is a mistake for Jay. However, he's got enough overcharge that he can probably deny this. He's taking damage, but nice overcharge. Down goes that little expansion edge build. NiCAD has raided up here, and he is taking out all 4 of these mexes from Daud. That's going to hurt Daud a little bit. He's got a bomber to defend, but he's lost the mexes. That said, despite losing those mexes, Daud has been taking up here, and so he's still got the best eco of his team. Hot team, however, they haven't been losing mexes. They've got all the contested mexes, and so they are well ahead in eco. They're 20 or 30 ahead, which is nice. Legendary still trying to get point defenses up here, but Jay's comm is able easily to deal with it. He brings in his spam, and I don't think Legendary is going to be able to do much more work with this edge build over here. And we have a tactical missile out from NiCAD. He's going for the naval soon to be naval HQ, which is 60% done. If he denies it, that's brutal. But he misses. Let's just check. He's firing again. That's right, he misses because he's out of range. That's awful. Why did he build it there? It doesn't range anything. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. He's trying to get it so the explosion catches it, but he's not able to. He's missing. He can't hit it, and we now have just a naval HQ which is freely producing destroyers. Look at my dude. I hate that TML. Please put it somewhere else. Please reclaim it and put it somewhere else. On this side we have armies from Stryker and Ludwig about to meet. Ludwig has some T2 in there. This is mostly offensive, and he doesn't have really enough spam to take the fight if he's just going to push in like this. He realizes this and he falls back, and if he kites well, these mongies will do well. I don't like using this flapjack as much, not when I'm not sure that I have control here. What's he going for? He's going for the TML. How much of this does he see? Look at this, Ludwig doesn't have radar. He doesn't know what's coming. He can't really use his mongies to best effect, because he doesn't have radar here to see what's going on. This is his nearest radar. And this base now from Legendary is getting pretty big. He's got flak in it, he's got Cerberus in it, he's got stealth and a shield. But, you know what ranges all of this? That Destro, that's 72% done. The bomber has eventually cleaned up this, but Daud has yet to expand and take it back. Every time I see Daud's name, I keep wanting either to say Daud, as in the Age of Empires Pro, or Daud, as in the semi-omnipotent Star Trek being from that episode where Picard and Riker and Troy go down to a planet and there's only one house on it. Anyway, I digress. Daud is still having his HQ tactical missiles. Oh, and this time, NiCAD is able to get in a hit. He gets some damage in on it. He'll need a few more of those, and this has been a big investment on this tactical missile. But he might deny it. Meanwhile, though, the Destro ranges all this, and if Legendary wants to stop it, he's going to need Arty. Which he's putting up. Okay, that's a good counter. The Naval HQ still under fire, but it's not taking all the hits because of the range issue for NiCAD, so we'll check back on it in a bit. Meanwhile, the Destro is firing on this, and so is a big bank of mobile missiles. Fight still going on here. T1 spam swarming out from Stryker, few mongies, and T1 spam from Ludwig. No advances yet, so let's check back what's going. Well, I said we'd keep an eye on that, and here's our eye on it. He's lost it. The HQ is out for Daud, so both Daud and Jay have lost their naval HQs. He needs to reclaim it quickly. Otherwise he'll lose all the mass to the missiles. However, this seems like it's enough to swarm down Legendary's base. Will Legendary be forced back? I think he might be. We still have units creeping across here. It looks like you can get across here. Okay, cool. And massing up here, but Daud is sending some units in to fight them. However, this looks like a trickle from Daud, and maybe this group from NiCAD will be able to counter. How is Legendary holding up? Well, his stealth is down. His arty is actually still up and might be able to get some hits in here. What can he range with the arty? Well, a couple of things, but not, to be honest, a great deal that's useful. He might get that mex. Oh, he will get that mex if he fires again. but it's taking a while to reload, and by then the RT might be down and out. He's got a lot of tactical missile defense, but I don't think there's enough here to just stop the comm, who has gun and stealth now, walking forward. And it's also not going to be enough to take out this destroyer. We have got the fight going on here, but as we theorise, Daud is trickling, and he's going to lose all his duels to NiCAD's forces, who are in a nice line just waiting. Torpedo bombers out from NiCAD have taken out the engineers here, but he's lost most of them to fighter bombers from Daud. Legendary has been forced back. Will Jay be able to make any advance? Over here, we've now got gun as well as tactical missile, which is loaded on Ludwig. Ludwig could take out this Cerberus with his tactical missile and then push in with his comm, and he could wipe striking out of here if he did that. Is he going to? Let's find out. Meanwhile, Jay needs to push forward and take his advantage of having actual dudes here, because Legendary doesn't have much on the field. And unless he's able to defend here quickly, which he's planning to do with artillery, he won't have much to manage. However, looks like Ludwig is about to push, and so is Jay. Ludwig has his comm here, which will be a big help here. I don't know if Striker has enough to stop it. Over here, Legendary's RT is being cancelled so that he can focus on TMD, and he's throwing up point defences here. The point defences are not going to be a match for the Destro or for the, well, they'll be a match for the MMLs if the MMLs just walk in. I hate it. Please, please, Jay, hold your MMLs back. However, the Destro is getting work done. Bombers coming in by Striker to support his attack on Ludwig's comm. But now that Ludwig has shielding, Ludwig has mongoose under the shielding, he's got quite a lot now, and he's got his comm. I don't think there's enough here for Striker to push. I think Ludwig can break through. Does he have any anti-air? Yes, he does. And it's flak as well, so that'll support him against groups of air units. There is T2 point defense here, but he's got the tactical missile on his comm. Is he going to shoot it? I'd kind of like to see that. Legendary has come forward in person to try and get some shots in, and he has damaged the Destro, but he's being forced to fall back. The stealth field with a lot of tactical missile defense will mean he can put up things without being seen, though. Ludwig wisely bringing his comm to the front with the shield. That's really good. All he needs to do is shoot this point defense down. There is another one here. He'll need to focus the point defenses, but I think he's simply got enough to take it over. Torpedo bombers now coming for that Destro. Let's move it so we can see here. And they might be able to take it out, because there isn't any anti-air really here to stop it. There's just a couple of T1 Sky Slammers. Okay, now the point defences are down. There's a couple more going back here, but if Ludwig pushes, he'll just be able to overwhelm all of this, and that would be pretty great for him. Meanwhile, the mobile missile banks are doing their job, but this is a huge number of Zappers. Zappers aren't great point defense, but the torpedo bombers take out the Destro. There it goes down, but Daud's brought in his fighter bombers to take out the torpedo bombers, and Jay is advancing with his comm. This T2P gen and this shield will be nice if there's enough MMLs to get past the Zappers, and I think there might be. Nope, the shield's gone back up again in the nick of time. I don't know, I think Legendary is going to hold, and Jay feels obliged to fall back just a little bit. Legendary's gonna hold because his entire defense can be these TMDs, because there's no real actual firepower. Now we've got a few rhinos coming in. We could see a push around here, but are we going to? Is Jay bold enough? I don't know if he is. Ludwig stopping his comm to reclaim these factories and put down his own Metzes, while his swarm of mongoose take out all of Striker's stuff here. So good play all around from co-team. I just feel that, okay, now we're getting these rhinos coming forward. And Ludwig has a Victor strike. He can look at all the reclaim he's got to pick up. Up here, we do have an army massing for Daud, and much less for NiCAD. He's got some T2 in here, but these are mongoose, and if all of this swarms them before the mongoose really have a chance to open fire, then they will die, and NiCAD is falling back. Now I actually agree with that, because he hasn't got this mech at the moment, so he's got nothing to defend. And back here, he's got this base to fall back to. It's got a turret, it's got a shield, it's got mexes, so it's worth defending. I think that's fine from NiCAD. He's also got some tanks coming out here. He hasn't, I think. There's enough T2 in here, and just general spam, not counting the mobile missiles, to stop this. And he probably knows it. That said, no he doesn't, because there's a stealth generator in here, and he can't actually see most of this. However, Jay thinks it's wise to fall back, but what's this? We have a big airstrike coming in. It's going for the shield generator to start with. 5 Janus fighter bombers. And it's gonna come back for another pass. However, we've got Janus of his own from NiCAD coming in to defend. There's a flak in here, and he's positioning a mobile shield over the rear shield to keep it up. That is quite nice, except for the fact that there's enough Janus to kill it. However, the fighter bombers from NiCAD are countering the fighter bombers from Daud. NiCAD's brought in his own T1 interceptors, and the shield's down, but this base is gonna hold. Over here, Jay has put up a naval factory, and he's going straight for T2. However, I don't like that, because it's in range of that tactical missile launcher, the tactical missile launcher whose position I've been dissing so much during this game, and it fires. Is it just going to take that straight out? Boom. Yes. Yes it is. I don't think he realised he only needed to shoot one, even though he could see it thanks to his fighter bombers, but he will at least... Oh, there's like no reclaim, it's already gone. So, he only needed one shot there. Down here, we do have a push coming in from Ludwig, and we have gun nano on strike kick. Ludwig's comm isn't supporting, but this is still a lot. I think if Ludwig had advanced earlier, he might have had a chance. He fires his tactical missile. Is he going for the comm? No, he's going for the radar, which he'll overwhelm anyway. I don't like that choice. Ooh, what else have we got going on? Now, NiCAD has some Riptides coming out here, but these are Wagners from Jay, because Jay is Cyberan, and so just passing. The Riptides above the water, the Wagners below. Can't hit each other, can't see each other, can't shoot each other. And if NiCAD isn't paying attention, these Riptides could just come in and do damage in his base, his Wagners rather, while his Riptides over here doing nothing at all. The push from Ludwig advances. The Wagners come into NiCAD's base, but there are now more Riptides in here. However, I think they're going to take out this T2 mechs, especially if these Janus open fire, because the Janus will probably do more friendly firing situation than actually help. They do take out T2 mechs, nice, but all of the Wagners die. Meanwhile, in comes Ludwig, and this is quite a big swarm, and striking might actually be in danger. He put up a point defense, but there's no way the point defense stands up to all of this, and striking is shedding hit points. Ludwig, my dude, please push. You can take this. You can smash this all up if you just move your dudes forward, but his dudes are not moving forward fast enough. And striking is still only in the yellow. However, his base could be under threat. He has a lot of T2 production here, but he's producing mobile missile launchers, which is a terrible, terrible defensive choice. And his comm now only 5,000 hit points, and there's still a lot of offensive power here from Ludwig. T3 Mex is in here. If he loses that, that would be brutal. And look at that Mex take a bombardment. At the moment, Code Team are actually ahead in eco, and this is going to make it even worse if that Mex goes down. A T3 Mex would be a huge pickup, but he's not shooting it. My dude, okay, there it goes. But this is also a big pickup. The land HQ for Striker goes down. So Striker is being severely crippled. Look at that, he's only got 60 eco, and everybody else is well over 100. He's still got his gun Nanocom, who's already regenerated 5,000 of those lost hit points, and these mobile missile launchers are just going to die. They're trying to take out one of Ludwig's T3 Mexes, Ludwig Legendary's T3 Mexes. Both names beginning with L, so sue me. I confused the names. And we have another HQ going up here from Striker. However, Ludwig, god damn it, I did it again. Legendary. Also loses his T3 Mex. And the Code Team Eco lead is now significant. 180. That's immense. There's a lot of reclaim to pick up here. Look at that. That's what, 15,000 reclaim? Those Riptides have snuck across here. Okay, we have a plan to come back into the water from J. He's sending T3 engineers, and Ludwig starts the billy. Let's see what he can billy today. But first of all, anyway, yeah, J coming back into the water, and immediately he starts with TMD. He's learnt his lesson, and he doesn't want that lone TML getting damage done on his new attempt to re-enter the water. However, we have the first experimental over here. Legendary has stopped building it to get this power generator up, so I imagine he's having some power trouble, and indeed he is. But now he's got that pigeon up, he will finish this monkey, and that monkey could be a real game changer. This immense bullock stops him being invaded quite so easily with its banks upon banks of artillery. Where's the monkey going? It's coming round to try and hit Ludwig. Now, are we going... Yeah, we're going straight for T2 here from J. Unsurprisingly, he wants Salems on the field, and he wants them now. Little Janus Raid playing around over there, but I don't think it's going to get much done. He also tries to bomb this army, but there's flak in it, and the Janus goes down. I've just said Janus and Janus pretty interchangeably there. Again, don't blame me, I'm just casting. Missile comes out, but I reckon that's more than enough TMD to stop it. Indeed it is. Ludwig sees the monkey. Is he going to react? Well, he's on an upgrade at the moment. What upgrade is he on? He's on the billy still. If he finishes the billy and billies the monkey... Nope, he cancels the billy. He's well aware that that monkey could thrash him. He's going to run away, and I think that's wise. He does have T3 production here now, and all of these are upgraded, and he's producing Perseus, which are a great counter to monkeys. If he masses them up here, he should be able to stop that monkey. He will lose this position, but that won't hurt him much. He's never really upgraded it. Armies facing off against each other here for Daud and NiCAD, but neither daring to push just yet. Okay, what happened to all those TMDs? Anybody see? I imagine it was fighter bombers from NiCAD, but I'm not sure. Or possibly torp bombers. And Legendary finishes a second monkey. Where's the first? It's still over here. Now, will NiCAD be able to miss out that naval yard once again? Back come these NGs. They're just on a attack move order, so I think they'll just eat up the reclaim and move on. Yes, they will. Will J notice that he needs to rebuild his TMD and probably put some flak there too? And Jay is also sending bricks this way to help against the monkey. Legendary has a Continental, it picks up his comm, flies it away to safety. This is all good. I don't want to see his comm getting monkeyed because it couldn't retreat fast enough, and this is a decent amount of T3 with which to defend. I also like this choice of trebuchets. The trebuchets could just drive up to here and start throwing artillery at the artillery. And given that I'm pretty sure I saw stealth in here, okay, maybe I didn't. There should be some stealth in here so that it can just come up here and secretly lob artillery in. Tactical missile defense is going up yet again. Where's the flak? We need some flak. And a Destro comes out. Eco overview. Code team are still 200 ahead. They've collected a little more mass, and Jay's just completed a mega, so he skipped the monkey and gone straight for the mega. If I were him, he's sending it this way. He's sending it offensively. I might send it this way defensively, but I don't think that they have Omni. Oh, they do have Omni, but they don't know about the second monkey yet. And the artillery positions here, looks like Legendary having power trouble. Yeah, oh, that's a lot of power trouble. And this Destro is just going to take out this arty. If it can do damage here while the shields are down, that would also be great for Code Team. And Ludwig sees the monkey. He's been given the bricks by the looks of things. Has he? Yeah, they're in there. And he's just pushing forward to engage, and the monkey is standing still. It could be retreated to meet up with this monkey. I think two monkeys could take this. But if Ludwig is on point, Legendary's monkey is going down to the swarm before this monkey can catch up. And in pushes Ludwig. He'll lose some of his army, but once those Percies start opening up, that monkey is going to shed hit points. Was he in time, or will the second monkey be enough? Boom, down goes the first monkey. Immediately he needs to retarget the second. He's sending engineers to try and pick up the reclaim, but I think they're going to have to fall back because I don't think there's enough here to stop this second monkey. There isn't, is there? Nope, all of this is going down, and that monkey will be able to push on, and Ludwig wisely retreats the engineers. This army is also not doing anything from Jay, but this mega might help. It hasn't got stealth, and it really should be moving in with this army, but it could do some good bombardment work up here. It could also do with anti-air support, to be honest. And Jay finishes a monkey as well and starts work on yet another. Is Legendary up to anything more? Not that I'm seeing yet, but he is spamming out Razcoms. Hot Team still behind on Eco, though. And Legendary's arty can actually see that army now because it doesn't have any stealth in it. He knows what's coming, he knows what's in it. But this mega is about to open fire. And look at this, look at it just carve through these shields. Taking out the radar is very nice. Oh, there is stealth in here, so now that he's taken out that radar... Oh, but he's got a soothsayer, so he can just see it all straight up. Good choice of Legendary, putting up a soothsayer there. Few little Janus trying to bomb out the monkeys. And the fight closes in. And the mega feels like it's breaking through. There's just not enough here from NiCAD or Legendary to stop it. Look at all the damage. Up here though, NiCAD definitely has the advantage. This is all T1. There's a T3 engineer, which if it had built Ravagers might have a chance to help out. Ravagers and Triads, but no, it's got to fall back because this huge swarm full of Titans and even a Percy, that's just going to come in here and crush. All of Legendary shields down. How could he possibly stop this? We've got air coming in from NiCAD trying to help. There's not much of it in here, and there are anti-air units, including flak, for J. So I don't think those are going to last long. We do get a decent heap of damage on those artillery pieces, though, taking a lot of them out. Gunships. That's going to be a good answer to the mega. That's a lot of gunships, and is there enough flak in there to stop it? They take out the flak first. Daud does have ASFs though, and the ASFs will probably be able to chew through the gunships before they chew through the mega. Over on this side though, the Titans have done their work against the army and are pushing in against this expansion full of T3 mexes. This is going to be a huge eco loss for Cold Team. Up here, Daud's ASFs are still fighting the gunships, but the mega's taking a lot of damage. More gunships coming in all the time. Daud and his engineers putting up lines upon lines of triads, but this is a lot of Titans, so few of them have died. Daud has lost so much, he's also lost a land HQ. He's got a cruiser firing missiles in here because he's got a T2 Navy here, and we've got a decent amount of T2 Navy there for Cold Team. We'll look at it in a bit though. However, Daud, he's got shield, but he's got T3 build, but he hasn't got gun. And that could be enough to swarm him and overwhelm him. On this side, that monkey that we saw coming out from J earlier has caught up. But there's a monkey coming in from the flank from Legendary. And where's the ASF from Daud? See, I'm calling him down now. Daud. Daud is under attack. He's far more worried about this than about trying to counter any air problems. I think Daud might be a little bit too much in trouble. He's in the red. His shield is down. He's surrounded by Titans. Boom! Daud is our first ejection from the game at 36 minutes, swarmed by Titans. That said, the Combom will deal with most of it. And meanwhile, the XBs are now fighting each other. Legendary loses his, but both of these are going to go down to the gunships. A few of the bricks from J have actually come in past here, but they're going to be taken out by the gunships too, and by this new monkey. And that was painful for both teams, but especially for Cold Team, losing a player, losing all these XPs. Despite being down a player, Cold Team aren't down and out just yet. We have a fatty, a monkey, and several Percys swarming around the bottom here. My only issue with this, given what we just saw from those gunships, is there's no anti-air in here at all. And that could be a threat, but if the anti-air is a mistake that's allowed, for want of a better term, if these gunships, and look at this, the gunships are just taking 3 damage from these ASFs that J inherited from Daud. Legendary notices and retreats. And Striker does have it. Does Striker have the air control for this? He's nearly finished a bug, and that bug will mash this unless they get massive anti-air support like now. So this, I feel, is a mistake from Ludwig. He needs anti-air in an attack force like this. He doesn't have any, and there's a great big Soul Ripper coming in to mash it all. I think it's just a matter of how much damage. There must still be heaps of reclaim. Actually, it's mostly been eaten over here. So good reclaim work from Striker here. There'll also be heaps of reclaim up there, which I'm sure Legendary will be getting. So the monkey is taking a lot of damage from the Soul Ripper, but there's a lot of hit points for the Soul Ripper to work through. Down goes the monkey. Still a lot of Percys. But it doesn't feel like there's enough here, and a small group of ASFs came down from J to try and take it out, but Striker's ASFs are going to do the deed defensively. Legendary has to retreat his comm, which is in range of the fatty, but the swarm of Legendary's gunships come in and they're going to take out the fatty before it gets much more done. These monkeys are almost not needed. In fact, I would say that this is a waste of the monkeys moving them in here until the fatty's dead. A little bit of production taken out, but not really much. I don't think that attack was really worth it from Ludwig, and it all came down to the fact that he didn't have any anti-air in it. And Hot Team have now drawn well ahead in eco after all that. A lot of that is down to these Razcoms that Legendary, I keep doing that, Legendary is spamming out. Assisted by a big bank of hives. However, he's got to be careful because of coming out this way, but he's trying to get this reclaim because there's a Navy blockading the shoreline, a UEF missile cruiser, and a bunch of Destros. I think that with this amount of gunships, we need to see some more cruisers up here, especially given the RT defense, and out come the gunships. Immediately they go straight for the cruiser, and down go the cruiser, and now those Destros are going to be easy meat. The Soul Ripper is out here just causing problems. I'd like to see a few more SAMs coming up in here. We've got Ludwig trying to put up a fatty. We've got strategic missile defense, which is a nice choice for all the bases, I think. Yes, we have. A couple of monkeys now for Jay, and he's got T3 naval production, so the battleship could come out, but he will absolutely need anti-air with his navy. Otherwise, the gunships, the Soul Ripper, they'll just tear it apart. And this got taken out by yet another TML. Stop building things in range of the TML. It's just that one TML. It's poorly positioned. Don't let it pay. And Ludwig, with his billy loaded, gets in a Continental. He's got to be careful because there were two monkeys creeping forward from Legendary here. He lands. Where's the billy? Come on, my dude, where's the billy? And he's been seen, and Legendary finishes the nuke, but they've all got anti-nukes. And he's trying to get Legendary himself. But there's TMDs here, enough to stop it. And it's stopped. So, these monkeys are pushing in, trying to stop the naval production, but there were two monkeys hiding under the water, there were bricks under the water which could pop out, and there's a battleship. The battleship ranges the monkeys by a long way, and it can just sail away out of range. Which it does. And a nice addition of a shield boat here from Jay, because the monkeys are not in range to use their main laser weapons, and so the battleship can just shoot them for free, essentially. Forward come the monkeys. And now they range the battleship. That battleship needs to move. It's just going to die, and it could avoid that. That battleship did not need to die. Oh, with just 1,200 hit points, it sneaks away, but that was unnecessary damage. And now there are monkeys under the water, there are bricks under the water. There aren't actually any torp launchers here. Over here we've got an attempt to creep round by Jay, but the Soul Ripper's come in, which I completely didn't see while I was blathering about the battleship. And the Soul Ripper, though, is in position, a decent army is in position, and it's taken out. Down go the monkeys, popping out of the water as these monkeys just catch them up, and they didn't really do any damage, and that's a lot of free reclaim for Jay to pick up. And this is a big army, but again, it is from Ludwig again. Where's the anti-air? He needs anti-air in here. He can't just send hordes of Perseus, because the Soul Ripper will just eat it. He hasn't got the air. They haven't got the air lead, I don't think. Who has got the air lead? Jay has 10 ASFs, and Striker has... Okay, Striker has 2. So, nobody's really got air power. As a result, that beta is, wherever it's gone, is just free to mess around and smash up this army. There needs to be anti-air in here, and finally this Raz SCU has had a chance to come forward and try and reclaim the Mega, and he's eaten almost all of it. I think he's going to die, but he's eaten the entire Mega, so that's possibly worth. Now he's hiding under the water. Though all of these units here, these two monkeys, these bricks, even the galaxy battleships do have torpedoes. This Mega, however, has very good torpedoes, and it might force this navy back. And this monkey is down to just 1,000 hit points, so I'm glad that Jay has recorded. He's coming in with a Mega of his own, which should be enough to take out this one, if he engages sensibly. But that's a big if. Over here we have the land fight shaping up between the swarms of Perseus, but all NiCAD needs to do, or all Striker I guess needs to do, is send in that Soul Ripper, and that's all dead. Indeed, the SCU is taken out, and just by virtue of having a Mega on each side plus more stuff for Jay, I think that Jay will be able to win this fight. But again, a big army comes forward from Ludwig with no anti-air. That said, he hasn't lost this one yet, and perhaps there's enough in two different places that he'll be able to break through. And there's a fatty here to defend, which will be a reasonable counter, and we have a nuke. Who's it going for? It's going for this base, but we have an anti-nuke here. We have an anti-nuke here. Both are loaded. That nuke isn't going to get anything done, so I'm going to ignore it, and I'm going to watch these Perseus coming in. There are now multiple fatboys in defense for NiCAD, and this army has just stopped. It needs to push, or it just dies. Few SupComs going up for NiCAD, but the Perseus aren't going to get a great deal of traction here. And these ones, they're just dying. They're just standing here being shot by everything, and what can they do? Striker has also started work on a nuke. His is right at the back here, underneath the stealth field. And the Mega War is indeed going in the favour of Jay, but it's taking a long time. There's like one brick in here that's contributing extra torpedoes as well. Nice energy drop here. If that can get a big heap of reclaim, that will 100% pay off. He needs to get the Continental out of there though, otherwise it's just at risk, and he hasn't. Okay, he just doesn't remember that he dropped it, and down go all his energies to the fatty. I like that a bit less. Over here, the Mega is now within range of all of this stuff, but they're not chasing, and there's another Mega in wait. These guys either need to push or they need to retreat. Okay, they're pushing, but I think it might be a bit late for that. And now look at this immense bank of point defense, and the Mega retreats, and these Perseus, which aren't retreating, are going to be shredded. These battleships are nice. There's one back here and one already forward here, and they can bombard from out of range of the point defense. I don't think they outrange the arty though, so they've got to be careful. Still, a little bit of bombardment never hurt anyone apart from the person being bombarded. And they are within range of the arty. That galaxy on 2 veterancy is probably going to go down to the arty. Unless it starts microing. Okay, I take that back. It's going to go down to these Soul Rippers. There are now 2 Soul Rippers out from Striker, and those battleships have nothing to stop them. Down goes one, and the other will be. Okay, nope, they're just retreating. He must know about it. And we have another nuke out from Legendary. Where's it going? It's going for Ludwig again. But the anti-nuke's still here, and the anti-nuke's still loaded. So again, Legendary is going to have his nuke denied. Scout run going over. That's an awful lot of T3 scouts, perhaps too many, going over to see what's happening. But they will see the anti-nuke here, which is unshielded. Well, not anymore, but quite lightly shielded. That could be worth targeting. This second battleship is back in range and is back bombarding, and the shield is down here, so Legendary is losing his arty. Torp bombers trying to stop the monkey that's snaking and sliding its way out of the water here. And the fatty is going to open up on the battleship. Now the battleship needs to back up a bit here because the battleship outranges the fatty. But if it sits within range of the fatty, then that doesn't really matter, and J does indeed back it up. And this fatty has advanced to try and retake this position, and I'm seeing a shield going up. Hopefully for NiCAD, he'll be able to get that up and start reclaiming the mast. Speaking of masts, still a decent lead, a bit over 100 for Hot Team. But what can they turn that into? They've got these nukes up, but the other team is very thoroughly anti-nuked, and I think they're going to need to find some other way other than just more nukes to break through. This could help. This is a Novats on the way from NiCAD, and this is a disruptor artillery piece on the way from Legendary. Will that be what's needed? This right here really needs some more defences. And the battleship is now opening fire on this position. Has to be careful though. It can, as we said, it can range this fatty, but if this fatty comes forward, the battleship could be in danger. This mega is hiding under the water. It's got a monkey with it, which will stealth it, which would be nice. How much can Hot Team actually see of that? Oh yeah, they've got the soothsayers, and so they can see everything, and the stealth isn't really helping any. However, I am enjoying the positioning of these battleships from J now. It's doing good work.
Strategic launch detected.
But you know what doesn't have an anti-nuke is the naval yard. This battleship, these cruisers, all of this investment, that's going down. So will these bricks, I think, given how close they are to the position of the target. And boom! The T3 naval production wiped out. The brick army wiped out. The cruisers wiped out. Lovely nuke. It's taken them 3 shots, but how much damage did that do? 32.9k thousand. K, which is also 1,000. Words, my dude, words. Anyway, the fatty advances and the battleship starts taking fire, but this mega, fatties outrange megas, but they don't outrange other fatties, and this mega can just sneak up in the water. This fatty goes down. That mega should lay an egg here of an engineer and reclaim that fatty. That'd be fun. But there are 2 megas here for Legendary, and they're just going to force this mega back. However, is there an answer here? There's not much arty left. There's 3 pieces of arty left for Legendary, and this fatty is shooting on them. Okay, make that 6. I obviously can't count, but the fatty seems like it's going to have enough to get through. Not, however, if these megas get in range of it. However, they're not. I think they're going into the water to try and counter this mega. Down goes the fatty. And this is good with the guns just out of the water for J and the torpedoes. One of the megas goes down, and this mega's facing the wrong way and just taking 3 damage. Not great micro from Legendary here. However, this mega is heavily damaged, and if this mega just turns round, it can easily kill it. The monkey is going to try and pop out and use its laser. The bricks are going to try and put fire into the back of the mega. Out comes the monkey. I didn't think they had enough here, but maybe they'll break through. Oof, in comes the monkey. The mega turns round to try and fire upon it. But down it goes. Now, amid all this, Jay's also got a nuke and a Soul Ripper, But the nuke is under fire from Artie. Legendary's got that Artie up here, we can see it. And down goes the nuke. It was almost loaded too. That is brutal. And this Artie is also quite a threat to the SMD here, because it's only a T1 shield. However, this is still pushing in with battleship and mega firepower, and if they can get to the Artie and destroy it, that could be all they need. That shield is down though. And there's Artie going up for J here. The shield is down, but the SMD is still up. And we have a Billy nuke out from Ludwig. Here it comes. Boom! But it's only going to get through the shield, and unless he can get another one off in time, it won't be able to stop the Artie. In fact, it hasn't even really got through all the shields. And so the Artie is still raining down. Will that SMD go down? Meanwhile, there's a fatty here which outranges the Mega. The Mega's going to have to advance. It's got a lot of this points, but the SMD is down. The SMD is down. And that could be all that Legendary needs. Or striking. They both, as we know, they've both got nukes. The Mega is backing up. And this is a big horde of SCUs coming forward. And the nuke is going up here, but there's this SMD here, which they might not know about. They're trying to stop this Artie. Meanwhile, Legendary's Artie is going for Ludwig, but I think that the Mega has taken enough damage that it's going to be forced back. The battleships come forward to try and defend, but the Fatty is under multiple shields, including its own. And Legendary's nuke just doesn't get through. So, where's the Artie now going? Well, it's going for Ludwig's nuke defense. Meanwhile, we are having the Mega focused by the Fatty. That Mega is going down, but it is actually now in range of the Fatty, and if it can wear down the Fatty shields, which it does, everything is focusing the Fatty here. The Mega is almost dead. It almost has its next vet. 1,000 hit. Oh, it was so close, but down goes the Mega. And I think that this is now not going to be enough to break in for Cold Team. That was so close, but no metaphorical cigar. Meanwhile, Ludwig has a big horde of Percys coming in down here. And again, he's made the mistake of not sending them with any anti-air, but it looks like there's not much of an aerial response at the moment in all of this army. A lot of that is anti-air, which is not the right counter to Percys, I've got to say. And eco damage will get done, and they need it because they're 250 behind. Boom! Down go the Pigeons, down go the Mexes. That's pretty nice. A battery of tactical missiles is launched from this sort. Where are they going? They're going for this monkey maybe, or this battleship? Not that they seem to need it with that fat boy. Anyway, back over here. These Percys are getting in here. The monkey will finish, I think. And that could be the defense that Striker needs to see off these Percys. It opens fire. The Percys focus it down, as they should. I think they're going to do it, you know. And that is a lot of friendly fire from Legendary's Artie. Ludwig's Percys keep on pushing in. I'm hearing an explosion up here. It's support command as this monkey pops out of the water, but I don't think there's any real threat to Legendary from here. And the Percys are being defended against by this Fatty. Again, more friendly fire damage. And another nuke's out. It's from Striker, and this is why, because Ludwig has lost his SMD to the artillery, and this is going to take out both of Ludwig's HQs, which is going to hurt. It's not going to take out most of his eco, which is these support commanders up here, or either of these Novacies, but both of the HQs, that's going to be a big loss. And in it comes. Poor old Ludwig, set to lose quite a lot here. We can see another shot. We can see another shot aimed for the Duke. Another Duke going up. If it can catch both, it would be good. But there was an SMD here, but has it gone down? However, this SMD might still be in range, and that's definitely loaded, and it is. The nuke is counted. Meanwhile, though, the Arty is now picking away at mexes and power here, while the Novax is up here taking out exposed mexes. So this is great attack from Hot Team. However, Hot Team have their own problems as the shield goes down for NiCAD, and under fire from the Duke, under fire from the Novax, he's losing quite a lot. He's lost one of his Novaces already, the other's up and it's under some shields. So now we're definitely in an artillery sort of game, and NiCAD is losing power. Legendary's power is also flicking off, which could be considerably worse for him if he takes a few arty hits, like that one that nearly took out the SMD. As you can see, his shields are just flicking on and off. Is this a torpedo bomber snipe I see being prepared? That's a lot of torpedo bombers, and both of Code Team's remaining comms are in the water. Do Hot Team know about them? They almost certainly do. The Novax can see there's an underwater energy signature just standing there. They must be certain that's a comm, and the torpedo bombers are on the move. They must be going for it. There's a lot of ASFs here and here, but this is good positioning from Legendary. He's just going to sneak them in between and try and get the hit. In they come. Ludwig is under the water, and that's where the torpedoes can hit him. Kaboom! Ludwig goes out. The torpedo bombers are shredded as the Novax is trying to take out the naval HQ, which is building a nuclear submarine. Will that submarine complete before the Novax is able to finish doing the damage? As the Arty continues to rain down, there's a new SMD up here, and as well as that SMD. But will this be enough? He's losing so much eco. They're now on just half the eco of Hot Team, as Hot Team continue to churn out Razcoms, and they're just not getting the damage done. Cold Team need to do something, get some sort of shot into the base here in order to hurt it. They're pinging something. But what can they actually do as two fat boys advance along the causeway? The battleship is going to go down to Fat Boy 5 before it takes out either, and this nuke now has nothing to stop it, and that would take out a decent amount of arty. It would probably... oh no, the Novaces are just hovering in the air doing nothing. Come on, use their defense satellites, defend with them, kill these fatties. So this is going to be a lot for Cold Team to lose, and it's stuff that Cold Team can't afford to lose. The defensive satellites are, at least, being used defensively. Boom. There goes the nuke. Will these fatties go down? This fatty comes out of the water, but its shield is already down. Boom, one fatty each, but that still leaves this fatty for NiCAD. And the arty barrage is unceasing, the nuclear barrage is unceasing. We do now have these two Novaces here, and two Dukes. And if they were focused on something, they could do some damage, like this exposed comm here. And where's that nuke even from? I can't see it, it's from there. Where's it going? It's going back here, and there's no SMD here, so that could be the two Novaces just taken out. The two Novaces which were defending against those fat boys, they're moving in on the attack now, but I think that's too little too late as the nuke comes in. Boom, and indeed it is. That's all going up in fire and smoke. The Novaces fall from the sky. Meanwhile, the shields are down here, and this Duke is under arty fire. The newly built S&D is taken out. The shields are going down. This feels like it's all over. The fat lady may not have sung, but she's certainly warming up her vocal cords. One of the dukes goes down, as does everything around it in the chain reaction. And although Legendary is taking a bit of a pummeling from the various things, he's taking tactical missile fire from that nuke sub which did complete. He's taking arty fire from the one remaining duke. It feels like he's got enough. Zoom out a little bit and we can see the bombardment as this duke is still up, but what's it actually doing? Hold on, is it? Yeah, he's massively power stored. He doesn't have the power to fire the duke. And so that is going to add insult to injury, as the shields being down mean that this SMD is vulnerable to arty fire. I'm pretty sure it's being targeted. And when that goes down, there can be no coming back, I'm sure. If that goes down, it's being missed quite a lot here. That nuke sub is nowhere near in a position to get loaded with a huge power store. How are Hot Team's nukes? Well, that one's nearly loaded. And that one is about half loaded. This S&T still up. And we've had a big rebuild here, but he just doesn't have the power. He's still so power stored.
Strategic launch detected.
And the nuke aims here. This S&D is still up. But the Nova Seas are coming in. I think they're going to try and get a hit on the anti-nuke before the nuke is in range. Is that what we're going to see? Apparently not. But the arty does the job. The arty takes out the anti-nuke. The nuke comes zooming down, but the arty's already done most of the damage here. The nuke's not really going to take out much. A couple of Perseus. They don't have torps. They can't stop the nuke sub. But the nuke sub, because of the huge power store, it's nowhere near loading, and I don't think it ever will be. And the scouts will see it. Legendary still has this big batch of torp bombers, which could be... I mean, they've probably got the air to take the air fight. Both NiCAD and Striker have ASFs. They could take this and then just torp bomb J. These Perseus now see it, and the torp bombers come out, and they're heading up to avoid the ASFs and then down to hit the nuke sub. Do they see it's the nuke sub? Yes, they do. I feel like Jay was relying on this nuke sub as his last desperate play. I think he's going to resign it when that gets destroyed. These two megas coming in are going to trash the rest of his base. Down goes the nuke sub. The ASFs will take out the torp bombers before they can kill Jay. This mega can kill Jay if it just sort of sauntered across in that direction. Gentle little stroll into the water. They've seen him. According at least, yeah, they've seen him with those, and Legendary's pointed it out. And look at the eco. They've got 8 times the eco Hot Team compared to J. This is Hot Team's game unless we see something crazy. And if you're expecting something crazy, then I can understand why you would, but I don't think we're going to get it. I don't think Jay's got anything left up his sleeve, and indeed he hasn't. He caused the GG as the torp bomb is coming on him, and Hot Team wins. Well, that was quite the battle. There were many moments when it looked like Cold Team was gonna clinch it, but in the end, Hot Team's artillery, Hot Team's nukes, they were able to break through. If you were Cold Team, how would you have won in that position? Would you have gone for an earlier nuke? Would you have pushed harder? Would you have simply included some anti-air in with your pushes? Tell me in the comments below. While you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey. I'm the Commissar. I will see you next time.